Hi everyone, David here. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for coming back for another video. Hope you're all doing well. I'm doing okay. I'm a bit husky today, but yeah, not too bad. And it's really hot and humid too. The rainy season has officially started in Osaka, so we're on the way to summer soon. But I wanted to talk about a few different things today. A bit of a mix of things. I visited the UK recently. I got back last weekend. A little bit jet lagged, so if you can see the bags. And I saw, of course, I saw my family and friends. I haven't been back for about 5 years, so I'll talk about what stuck out to me as being different to what I remember. I also saw Perfume in concert. So if you've been dragged in by the headline of this video, then that's coming in a moment. I did see their London concert and another concert too. I'll talk about that, and also I'll talk about what I want to do in the future videos. Just a little preview what's coming. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So please like this video if you like it. Please like it anyway. I hope you like it. Subscribe to the channel. I've hit a bit of a wall with subscribers now, so if you know anybody else who's interested in this stuff that I'm talking about, then please send them my way. I really appreciate that. It's so close to 500 subscribers. It's like never getting any closer. Yeah, comments, do everything you can, share. I'd appreciate that a lot. So first of all, so I went to the UK. It's been almost 5 years since I've been there. I didn't take a whole video about going back because it's kind of my time to just relax and meet my family and friends. So fortunately I could do that. I could meet almost everybody. So that was good. It was nice to see everyone. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking, should I just bring my camera around everywhere? I thought maybe, I don't know, it's a bit intrusive, and I'm not sure if everyone else is interested outside my bubble. So anyway, I did have one day of being in London, so I tried to do the tourist thing, although there was a train strike at the time, so it was a little bit difficult to get down there. So thank you to my nephew and my friend to drive me around everywhere. So I did see 2 concerts in London. I saw first the ABBA Voyage concert. I really wanted to see this because it's been talked about like it's a temporary thing. I'm not sure if the money keeps coming in. I'm sure it will travel around or spread out. I'm not sure. But if you don't know, ABBA Voyage is it's kind of like a greatest hits concert for ABBA, the famous band from the kind of 70s and 80s. Of course, they've been inactive for quite a while as a group. So they wanted to kind of celebrate their legacy, but they don't want to go on tour because they're in the 70s now. It takes a lot of energy to go on tour. So they've created this special theatre. It's a new building, and this incredible hologram show. They've kind of captured their emotions like they do in like Marvel movies. So they put the ping pong balls on their bodies the computer can track their movements then and translate that into a digital avatar, or avatar they're calling. That's the pun. And they've de-aged them too, so they look like they did in the kind of late 70s. So that was nice to see them in their prime. I didn't take any film of that because you're not allowed to, on pain of death. So yeah, you have to go and see it yourself. You can watch the music video for what is it? I Still Have Faith in You. I think it's something like that. One of the singles from their recent album. They did a comeback album too, so you can see clips of the performance on there. So definitely check that out if you have a chance in London. Yeah, they have performances every day. They have a live band, everything like that. So definitely check that out. A few things I was a bit surprised about when I came back to England. Like I said, it's been a long time. It's almost 5 years. Of course, the prices were quite high. There's a kind of cost of living crisis thing going on at the moment, and prices are generally going up. To be honest, maybe it's hard to remember what they were like before, but they did seem quite expensive to eat out, for example. And some things like buying a bottle of water in the like shop, that's a bit pricey now. I don't know if that's because I'm paying airport prices. That was insane, completely insane. But the biggest thing was really the transition to cashless payment. So cash was quite hard to use actually. So be careful if you visit the UK. Don't depend on using cash like they do in Japan. So a lot of tapping credit cards and things like that. We don't really use the QR codes. Like in Japan we have things like PayPay or Line Pay. They're like a little QR code thing that lets you transfer money easily. I think in America they have things like Venmo. I don't know if they use that in UK. It's easy way to just transfer money between people or little businesses, I guess. Yeah, so I got a bit confused sometimes, especially in the trains. I was like, oh, I want to use my cash somewhere. So yeah, get ready for that. Actually, the prices were, I went to one restaurant and I had to pay extra for kind of full sugar cola. I was really surprising. So a lot of sugar-free options are available now. I think they're trying to reduce the amount of sugar intake. So I actually had to pay a sugar tax to get like I don't know what to call it. I call it fat Coke, like a normal Coke. Yeah, so that was a little bit surprising too. But yeah, mostly things have stayed fairly similar. A few new buildings, a few places disappeared, but that's to be expected, I guess. I did take a few videos while I was out there, so I'm going to kind of drip those out over the next month or so. I don't want to just do walking videos all the way through the month because I know some people don't really like them. Some people do like them, so I'm going to try and balance some things out. And you can see my hometown. I took a little walk around my hometown, so check that out soon. That's maybe next week. And I also had quite a long layover in Singapore, both ways. I had to transfer on the way there, on the way back, using Singapore Airlines. That was very nice, very comfortable. I definitely recommend that if you can get the chance. And yeah, Singapore has a nice big shopping centre right next to the airport. It's got quite an interesting water feature. I won't spoil too much, but I've got a little mini video to make about that. And also I had a chance to actually go into Singapore City, so I did another walking video, so you can see yeah, the big city, and you can see some of the big landmarks too. So look out for that coming soon. Okay, so I'm going to get back to London. I went to see Perfume. Now you might remember I do like Perfume. I made a whole video about them last summer after I saw their plasma tour in Osaka. So I'd all booked up my tickets to go to England already, but then they announced in London the same week that they were going to do their first concert for, it was about 9 years, I think. Actually, London was the first place I saw Perfume. I saw them, I think, 10 years ago in the same venue that I went this time. This was the Shepherd's Bush Empire in kind of South London, Central London, somewhere, I don't know. I don't know London very well. So yeah, I was allowed to take a few videos inside, so I've taken a few clips. I'm going to pop them up as we go along. So don't worry, I wasn't breaking the rules. Yeah, amazing show. It's been a year since I've seen them before, since I saw them in Osaka. And you can see I've got my tour t-shirt. They'd run out of merchandise almost before I got there, so I had to settle for this 2XL t-shirt. It's a bit, hopefully I'm not going to grow into it, but you can see them on the front. Anyway, can't read any of the stuff on it, but yeah, so the show was called Code of Perfume, and it was kind of like a greatest hits show greatest hits since the last time they came to London. So the last sort of 3 or 4 albums, they're picking highlights and kind of tour highlights as well. I've got my little playlist down here so I can tell you. So we open up with Flash. That's always a nice up-tempo opener. And I was talking to my friends about which songs we wanted to hear, and among mine were Electro World and Laser Beam, and sure enough, the second and third songs to be played were those two. I was really excited about that. They did Polyrhythm as well. They always do that. That's their kind of breakthrough song from when they became famous, so still paying their dues for that. And then they did a kind of a section based on the Plasma tour. So we got Mugen Loop, Spinning World, and Android and they even, I really like the Mugen Loop thing because that was great in the Plasma tour. They had this kind of big cylindrical curtain where they projected stuff on it, so it was like a kind of spinning tube. Obviously in the theatre they're performing, there's only the stage, so there's no kind of 360 degree performing area, but they did put a video screen behind them and the curtain in front of them, so they still had that kind of illusion of tube. So that was really interesting. I really like Mugen Loop, so I was really happy to hear that, and it's kind of like a mini version of the Plasma tour, so I was very happy. Then they did their bangers. They did Fusion and Edge, so two of my favourite bangers. That was amazing. My brain was exploding at that point. After that, I've got my list. I can't read my writing. They did Atmospheric Entry, which I'd never heard before actually. I think it was like an interlude thing from the Cosmic Explorer tour, which I didn't see. So that was quite exciting to hear that. A bit more Plasma. They did Polygon Wave. Then they went back to Mugen Mirai from, what's that from? Is that from Future Pop? I think so. I'm getting confused. What was what? That was nice, and surprised everyone by debuting a new song that had never been performed before, called Love Cloud. So I felt very happy. I could see the first performance anywhere. So that was quite exciting. I'm not sure. I think I need to hear the studio version of the song. I don't know when that's coming out, but yeah, a bit of a bop, as people say these days. I didn't get taken by it straight away, but yeah, hopefully it's gonna grow on me like Polygon Wave did. What happened after that? They did a little bit of talking as well. They, if you go to a Perfume concert in Japan, they do talk quite a lot, and they have quite extended talking sections. So they talk to the fans. They do some kind of call and response section, but they didn't do a lot of that because their English is not so strong. But it definitely improved from last time I saw them. So they had a little chat with the audience. They probably a bit rehearsed, but that's fine. We were very excited to see that. And then yeah, went straight into the last section. Fake It was a big kind of crowd pleasing jumping one. Chocolate Disco, I think that was one of the remix versions of it. That was quite fun. And finished with My Colour. That's one of their closers they often use. So yeah, amazing. I was surprised how little break they had. They talked like a couple of times, but just for a couple of minutes. Otherwise it was, I think, 16 songs, and they bashed through it in just over an hour. So it was really jam-packed. Didn't really have a chance to breathe. That was great though. I was excited. So yeah, I think there's footage you can see online as well. It's not particularly great. I've had a look already, but the guy in front of me was kind of blocking my view a little bit, but he basically recording the entire thing. So I was kind of hoping I was going to see his footage. That would have been what view I would have had. Maybe that's going to turn up soon. I don't know. But yeah, definitely exciting time. So I was happy to see Code of Perfume, a kind of unique one-off show. Hope I get to see them again in concert soon. Okay, so that's all I wanted to talk about really. Just a bit of a catch-up what I've been up to. Like I said, I've got the Singapore video, walking video, and a little bit about their kind of shopping mall area. Also, my hometown walk. That'll cover all the things from my trip. I'm going to do kind of a couple of information videos too. I've got one about how to navigate Kansai Airport, and when I have enough chance to do the footage, I'll do the how to use the trains in Osaka, because there's so many lines. I want to give a bit of advice for people visiting Osaka. And I've also got a new old video from Daiki. Do you remember ages ago I did a American Snacks video with him? I think that was maybe the start of the year. Well, we did a part 2. He was going to upload on his channel, but he hasn't done it yet. And I've asked him. You know, it feels like a shame we've taken it, and one of my viewers has sent the snacks in, so I didn't want to kind of lose that footage. So I'm going to upload that too. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Oh, do you remember at New Year I was saying I really wanted to kind of ease off the pace a bit, making videos every week, but somehow I increased the pace and made all these really labour-intensive videos. I hope you appreciate that. I don't know. I'm running out of energy a little bit for this this channel. No, I'm not stopping or anything, but I'm feeling like my progress has slowed down to almost stopping. So I don't know what I need to do to boost things up a bit, but if you have any ideas, please let me know. Of course, I'm always interested to hear. Just leave your comments, that'll help me, help YouTube notice that I'm still alive. But yeah, so if I do slow down, I might not do a video every week. That's just maybe a sign of me reaching my limit of stamina. But yeah, I'll keep going as long as I can. But anyway, thank you for watching. Like I said, like, subscribe, comment, share. That will really help me a lot, honestly. Check out my Instagram, I'll put that there too, and my TikTok as well. I'll start doing TikTok, just mini videos, but interesting stuff I see that's not really worth a full video, or I can't possibly make a full video of it. And yeah, okay, so take care, see you later, and enjoy the next videos. See you, bye.